Memphis' starting group. Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Edey out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Stevens in at the small forward. And there's the call on Zion Williamson. That's his first foul. Here's Bane. Here's Stephens. Back to Bane. 6 to shoot. Buries the 20-footer.
And you love a reliable scorer like Bane, a guy who will work hard to get his looks.
And, you know, Stan, we've watched Desmond Bane evolve into a #1 option on offense. He's always been there, but now he really is at the top of the heap.
Yeah, he sure is. Look, Kevin, you know, he came into the league as a three-point shooter, and he's a great one. But he's developed his game off the dribble, very good mid-range shooter, and he's strong enough to finish around the rim. Yeah, when Morant gets a step to the hoop, he's looking to drop the hammer on him.
Ball stolen. Jackson against Williamson. Pass to Stephens. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Outside for Murray. Over Morant. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Desmond Bane.
Well, he doesn't get to the line all that often, but Murphy is nails at the stripe.
So, Stan, I'm looking at this Pelicans roster. They've done a great job building through trades, signing kids off the street, and acquiring talent.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Kevin, that anyone's done a better job of putting together a roster so deep and talented. And as you said, they've done it in so many ways. Draft, trade, undrafted guys. Just a tremendous job.
Really something.
Well, this is where Zion can be so deadly. He gets a bit of space, and he can take advantage of it.
Morant surveying the D. Jackson kicks to Morant. With the drive. And he can't jam it through.
I think this is a rare case of being overcommitted. He tried to go all out at the rim, and they stifled him.
And don't look now, but they're starting to extend this lead.
Well, look, we've seen that no lead is safe these days. You got to keep scoring and extending that margin.
Here's Stephens, and the Pelicans picked up 3 with their last shot.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Murray against Morant. No good again that time.
You got to finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
Murray, the pass to Jones. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Here's Jackson. And Jones pulls it down. New Orleans leading by 7. Williamson in the post. Guarded by Bane. Wide open look here for Murray. They get it back. Nisi.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
Murray for 3. Misses his second shot in 4 attempts from the field. The Grizzlies trail by 9. Bane looking around. Back to Morant. Pass to Edey. And a wide open look for Bane. Drops in the tray. Bane's got his second basket of the night.
You can't play lax defense on Bane because he's looking to shoot as soon as he catches it.
Here's Murray. Here's Nisi. That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2. The shot and game clock separated by 4, and an intentional foul right there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
There's 18 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Here's Stevens, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. 11 seconds left to play here in the first. Jones with the screen on Morant. No good with the layup. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Pelicans lead by 3. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
Well, if they're going to be that ferocious inside, this defense is in for a long night.
On the floor to begin things for Memphis here in the second quarter. Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Jackson is out there with Edey. And it's Stevens in at the 3.
Yeah, for still being fairly new to the league, you got to love the vision Jones brings.
After back-to-back 50-win seasons, Dan, last season was frustrating for the Memphis Grizzlies in almost every way.
Yeah, that's an understatement, Kevin. They went 27-55. Due to suspension and injuries, they only got 9 games from their star, Ja Morant. But they still have a lot of young talent and still a team that can be very competitive in the future.
Shoots. And the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
This is what Morant does best, a natural scorer who does it in a variety of ways.
Williamson, a screen on Morant. Here's the teardrop. And so it looks like the Pelicans will retain possession here. Kicks it out to Jones. Shot clock at 6. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Open shot by Murray.
Yeah, he hasn't had the best night from the field, but his teammates have had his back.
Over to the left wing. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ja Morant. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Murray. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Jones has got 3 assists tonight.
Yeah, 2 tough points from Murray. He's got some grit to his game.
Morant against Jones. And Morant throws it down.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And converted more than 4 out of every 5 free throw attempts last year. So just solid at the line.
Here's Messi. Murray surveying the D. Pass to Messi. 4 on the shot clock. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Here's Stephens. Outside Jackson. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. From the corner. Edey can hit. The Pelicans have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. Messi's shot is good. Greg, you look at today's point guards, so many different types that can be effective.
And there's a lot more freedom for point guards to kind of explore the parameters
of their game. Sometimes it's steadying an offense. Other times it's to ignite it.
Well, this is what the fans want to see. Morant showing off all of his superb athleticism.
Murray, good. Murray's got 4 this quarter.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
Jones against Morant. They set the screen. Pass to Edey. Back to Morant. From deep three-point land. Offensive rebound. Here's Edey. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Murray against Bane. A 3-ball. And DeJounte Murray with the 3. And now a 5-point Pelican lead. Jones against Morant. Pass to Edey. Zion Williamson grabs the miss. Pelicans leading by 5. And Jones has it in the corner. Here's Messi. Murray outside. Pass to Jones. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. The Grizzlies trail by 5.
Definitely got to use the clock here and get the last shot.
Yeah, but if you get an open look, you got to think about taking it no matter how much time is left on the clock.
Bane with the screen on Jones. Tries again. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Pelicans on top, up by 5. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
They're hitting at a high clip. Some shots have been wide open, some tightly contested.
And as the ball continued to fall through. Okay, so now, thank you for being with us.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. It's been quite a game for DeJounte Murray.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Well, I just love his fearlessness so far. He's charging inside like no one can stop him.
They've got McCollum round out there with Olynyk. And it's Boston in at the 2-guard position. And that's the group for Willie Green as we begin the second half. Kennard's shot is off. Pelicans leading by 5. You know, Greg, it's been great to see the Pelicans get to the next level these past few seasons, hasn't it?
It has, and they've become one of the deeper teams in the NBA over that time. It's not just about one guy. There's talent up and down that roster. As the league continues to grow, this is just heady, sound basketball.
Well, that third quarter is when you want to increase your lead. Really building it up before that final quarter.
Jackson, a screen on McCollum. Kennard with the ball. Now defended by McCollum. Kennard kicks to Clark. Driving in, and it's good. With time running down on the shot clock. Clark's got his first points in this one. McCollum against Kennard. That one goes. Count it. And the Pelicans lead by 7.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. Here's Kennard, and he uses the glass on the layup.
At this kind of range, it might almost be too easy for Kennard.
McCollum up top. Kennard covering. Pass to Olynyk. They set the pick. Lays it up and banks it in.
Yeah, very hot start out of halftime. Making their first 3 shots, getting the looks that they want, and knocking them down.
Kennard against McCollum. Now Clark. Off target from outside.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Grizzlies retired Marc Gasol's number 33 last season. You may recall he moved to Memphis in his teens, watching his older brother Powell play for the Grizz. Marc said, I had a very unique perspective, that of a fan. I came back as a Grizzlies player. I carried that with me. Kevin, that pride certainly showed.
Pride's a great word to use. No question, D.A. Thank you.
Ever since halftime, they've played precision basketball on the offensive end.
Well, the coaching staff made some adjustments for the second half, and they've come out with focus and execution.
Yep, it goes in, and the Pelican lead is cut back down again to single digits with those points from Kennard. There's a minute 47 left in the third quarter of the game. McCollum, no good. Memphis has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third, still 0 for 3. And Kennard launches it from deep. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
Yeah, pretty sure the whole arena is within Kennard's range.
Here's Huff. Olynyk is covering. Clark, the pass to Kennard. Here's Huff. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
And with the score as close as it is, these are the opportunities you truly can't allow.
Kennard against McCollum. 50 seconds left in the third quarter. It's good, and the New Orleans lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Kennard.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Olynyk, it's good on the putback.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Kennard up top. He's got 10. Clark sets a screen for Kennard. To the inside. Clark dishes to Jackson. Takes a 3. Rebound by Olynyk. McCollum against Jackson. And G.G. Jackson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Just 4 seconds left to play here in the third. For 3, Olynyk. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Pelicans. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his teammates.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. So on the 4 for Memphis. Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Edey out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Stevens in at the 3 slot. Bane against Williamson. 5 to shoot. And it's Morant missing. Pelicans leading by 5. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Morant. That'll be his second foul of the game.
First team foul.
Now here's Murray. Puts up a 3. Good for his 6th make in a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
Well, you can see how locked in Murray has been in this game. He's getting to his spots, and the numbers are piling up.
fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Messi grabs the rebound.
Yeah, he might want to avoid looking over at the bench for a little bit here. A missed dunk like that is infuriating to a coach.
That 3 off target. Had some space there after the little pump fake. And there's the call on Jones. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Payne against Murray. And the shot is good. The Pelican lead has been cut down to 6, and the bucket from Bane.
Just look at the body of Bane. He's so strong, and that helps him down low.
Murray, no good. The Grizzlies have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Payne against Murray. There's a screen. To the middle, 5 on the clock, and stolen by Murray. An even 3-on-3 break. Puts up a deep 3. In for his 7th make in 14 tries.
Well, he's going back to the arc. He might be building some momentum from range here in the second half.
Payne with the screen on Jones. Morant outside. 6 on the shot clock. This one for 3. Zion Williamson grabs the miss. Here's Messi. That's in, coming off an assist from Jones. Messi's got the lead up to 11 now for the Pelicans. And there's the call on Zion Williamson. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Hey, Stan, I've always wondered, back when you were coaching, college or pro, what was your defensive philosophy?
Well, I think, first of all, Kevin, we always wanted to take away the easy baskets. In other words, we're going to get back in transition, not give away fast breaks. We are going to try to protect the paint and make sure we're not giving away layups. And we didn't want to foul unnecessarily and give away free throws.
Payne, no good.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
Outside for Murray. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. The Grizzlies trail by 11. Morant drives in. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And then Morant slams it in.
Yeah, there have been very few players at 6'2" who've played above the rim like Morant.
Morant against Murray. And it's Murray with the jam.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Pelicans.
2 great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for DeJounte Murray.
Well, as a coach, it's so fun to watch a player dominate the game offensively like he did in this one.
Here's Williamson. And the rejection by Jackson. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Really left their own net. And the Pelicans lead by 14.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It's certainly felt from the head coach all the way down.
Payne with it. Shot clock at 5. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Sports. All right, a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Jalen Green.
And he's been trending downward in terms of his average points per game, and a number of reasons can lead to this. But he needs to figure out how to get back on track.
Now the starting group for the Houston Rockets. We've got Alperon Şengün, Amen Thompson out there with Green. Then it's Dylan Brooks, and it's Eason in at the 4. And for New Orleans, Jones at small forward with Zion holding down the 4. Murray out there with Trey Murphy, and it's Messi in at the center position. Green, the pass to Şengün. Now here's Eason. Outside, Green. Shot clock at 5. And Williamson with the block.
Agile and strong. If Zion can get a piece of your shot, it's as good as gone. Transition basketball, the most reliable way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Now here's Green. In his last outing, 8 points for him. Well, Grant, after 3 straight drafts high in the lottery, the Rockets got to 500 in 2024.
Yeah, and I love how they signed some vets in the summer of 23. Houston decided we want to win now, and I wish more teams did that.
Out to Thompson. Pelicans cleared away. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Rockets. That one was in Houston.
If they want to beat these guys this time, they have to do better on the glass. That was their undoing.
And sometimes that can be a motivating factor. May very well light a fire under them tonight. Nobody likes to be dominated on the glass like that.
Now here's Thompson. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Golden State.
And on top of everything else, he did a great job of helping control the boards at both ends.
Here's Murray. After the Rockets picked up a basket a moment ago. Going inside, and it's Murray finishing it off.
Murray is a spectacular talent. And when he gets going, watch out.
Thompson in the post. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. What's not to love about opening day, Grant? Every team with an equal chance to do something special.
Oh, B.A., that's the way these teams look at it. Regardless how your previous season went, you have a chance to do something special, something great. Time to start fresh and build on that optimism.
Oh, misses the dunk.
Wow, he doesn't miss many of those. He's such a strong finisher and tight.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. And the layup is good off the glass.
A monster down low. Zion is scary.
Outside, Green. Şengün, a screen on Jones. Green, and he gets it to go.
Just owning the painted area. If it's working, no need to change.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, the Rockets showing improvement. Head coach Ime Udoka said, quote, when you rely on your young guys, you're constantly trying to instill habits that'll carry them for the rest of their careers. It's mistakes and tendencies you have to try to break continually. Just staying positive. We see glimpses of how close we can be.
All right, Allie, thanks for that. New Orleans in the lead. And it's Murray off the drive. 1:27 left to play in the first. There's the triple. It's rebounded by Şengün. For Houston, they've gone 3 of 8 so far. And Grant, DeJounte Murray, a bit of a throwback player. He's comfortable attacking at all 3 levels.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, he does a lot of work in the mid-range for a guard. He's very comfortable with any shot on the floor. Not shy about putting up a ton of attempts if that's what's needed.
B.A., when he gets the rim in his sights, it's tough to stop.
So aggressive and a determined finisher. Nice.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot.
Here's Messi. Yet to see a basket. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Boy, Murray's court vision very sharp, and he's unselfish too. You love seeing that combination.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Brooks from outside, and he's in the books. Now 1 for 2.
3 points.
Here's Murray. Williamson with a screen on Thompson. Murray from outside hits a 3-pointer. Murray's got 7.
How impressive was that shot for Murray? Can you make one on us? I'll come right back at you is what he's saying.
Lets the 3 fly. That shot missing. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. The Pelicans on top. They lead by 6. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. All right, guys, what do you think so far about the offensive approach for the Pelicans?
I really like how they're knifing inside with confidence, exploiting any openings they see in the defense, taking advantage.
You know, another thing that has impressed me has been their numbers of points in the paint, just dominating down there. They're just getting whatever shot they want in close.
Jones at small forward with Zion holding down the 4. Murray out there with Trey Murphy, and it's Messi in at the 5. That's the Pelicans 5 as we get into the second quarter. Eason finds Thompson. Green against Murray. Green, the pass to Şengün. After missing his first attempt, now 1 for 2.
The balance, the focus, Şengün shrugging off the contact in style.
And Grant, you look at the players the Pelicans have gone after recently. They have a clear plan.
Well, they do, B.A. They want to surround Zion with shooters, which, of course, makes sense. It's sort of the same kind of blueprint the Bucks laid out with Giannis. If you can shoot, the Pelicans have a spot for you.
He's somebody that's really comfortable carrying the offensive load.
Green going right at the rim, and it's hammered home by Green.
Blasting off, Green runs in and just launches himself to the rim.
Murray inside, working on Thompson. Williamson with a screen on Brooks. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by Houston. Thompson outside. Pass to Green. Thompson goes in. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
What a burst Thompson has. I mean, on his drives, he goes from 0 to 60 in a heartbeat.
And there's the call on Amin Thompson. That's his first foul. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Murray from outside. Sinks it from distance. Murray's got 10.
You know, they give him the ball and let him quarterback the pick and roll, which speaks, I think, to how confident they are in Murray, guys.
Outside for Brooks. Out to the right wing. Shot clock at 6. Şengün passes to Thompson. The 3 is up. Nope, that one misses. Now 3 for 5. And it's Murray with the ball for the New Orleans Pelicans. 3-point lead. Oh, they get a hand on it. It's stolen by Green. Pass to Brooks. Eason with the ball. Second chance effort, and he sinks the layup.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Here's Williamson. Powerful play from Zion at the rim.
Yeah, no doubt Williamson's one of the most powerful dunkers the NBA has ever seen.
If you look at rebounding rate, Tari Eason is one of the best in the NBA, Clark.
Yeah, you think about rate, it basically looks at what percentage of rebounds do you get while you're on the floor. And Eason is prolific in terms of boards per minute, uses his 6'8" frame well. He's gobbling up rebounds at well under 1 every 3 minutes. That's a lot of heavy lifting there, folks.
Oh, man, Murray not hesitating to put on a little show at the defense's expense.
Nails it from beyond the arc.
I mean, I guess they're willing to give him that shot. They may want to rethink that strategy, though.
Thompson against Murray, and there's the call on Tari Eason. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Rockets on D. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Williamson. Oh, the dunk by Williamson.
And giving them what they want, the incredible dunking ability of Zion on full display.
Eason a screen on Jones. And it's Green off the drive. 27 seconds left to play in the second quarter. Late clock, Houston's got to hurry. Eason can't get it to go.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
We've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Williamson with a screen on Eason. And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. Pelicans ahead, leading by just 2. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
24.
You know, right now for New Orleans, like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah. Now, as we look at the first half, the Rockets find themselves in a close ball game.
Look at the rebounding numbers. I'm surprised they've stayed this.
Thanks, as always.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. Wow, what a performance by DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, tonight he's done a great job of slashing through the lane and finishing.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Kicking off the second half, here's Ime Udoka's 5. Jaden Smith at the forward spots. Whitmore is out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Landale in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And how about the Fred VanVleet story? From undrafted to all-star and NBA champion.
It's one of the remarkable journeys in the history of the league. There are a number of guys that have gone undrafted and ended up being all-stars and champions, but you think about it, one of the things they have in common in my mind, BA, is a real understanding of who they are and what it's going to take to be successful. And then the willingness to put in the work and not be distracted by naysayers or the glamour of being a pro. They've got a real anchoring as to who they are and what their business is about, and then they maximize their ability. That's Fred VanVleet in a nutshell.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
BA, Fred VanVleet said, I've been a leader on pretty much every team that I've ever played for. I'm a leader in life. It's just something you either have or you don't. It's something you got to work at. Some guys will gravitate towards it and some won't. Brian, is it that simple?
Well, I think most of his teammates value what he has to say, for sure. VanVleet outside. From deep. And he can't get that one.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot in most possessions.
Here's Boston. Oh, a dunk and a foul! A powerhouse chance for one more at the line. It's going to be on Jabari Smith, and he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. And Grant, you look at the Rockets' additions over the last year or two. There's an emphasis on toughness.
Yeah, toughness, both physical and mental. Those are the kinds of veterans they've brought in. And that extends, of course, to the coaching staff, too.
Smith with a screen on McCollum. Here's Van Vliet. Count it.
The defense gets physical inside, and guess what? The tenacious Fred Van Vliet ready for it.
It's McCollum with a drive. And he drops in the layup off the glass. McCollum's got his third basket on the night right there.
They haven't missed a beat coming out of the locker room. A perfect 4 for 4.
Here's Van Vliet. Got a piece of it.
And they just continue to dominate the boards.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
They get the rebound. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And guys, if a game was coming down to the wire and an opponent needed to foul, I mean, he was the guy they wanted with the ball in his hands. I mean, shooting the free throws because of his proficiency there.
Smith outside. And the three off target.
And I'm sure this isn't how they drew it up at the half. Only 1 for 5 here in the third quarter.
Here's McCollum. Pass to Boston. Let's go with a three. The offensive rebound. The three is up. Knocks down the long J. Boston's got 6.
Smart pass by C.J. McCollum. I mean, he's got an eye for dropping dimes.
Van Vliet scanning the floor. Looking to win the run. And there it is for him. Van Vliet's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Defenses nowadays try to protect the rim and the three-point line, so the mid-range is usually available.
Fires from deep. And he recovers it. Outside Olynyk. Pass to McCollum. 6 on the shot clock. Rebound by Van Vliet. Rockets trail by 13. To the left wing. Here's Landale. And a great assist by Van Vliet as that one goes. Landale's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there. Brown, a screen on Van Vliet. Oh, stolen by Tate. And here they come. Here's Landale. Rebound by Olynyk. Olynyk's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's McCollum. Tate grabs the board.
He's as surprised as we are. Most nights, that bucket is automatic.
And you know, Clark, Fred Van Vliet gives you a number of things. Leadership might be the most important.
It is certainly one of his great attributes, B.A., when you look at Fred Van Vliet. Not very big, not super athletic, but a winner. Tough-minded, and highly skilled. Doesn't make mistakes with the ball. Gets other people's shots, and is proven to be a clutch and consistent quarterback at really high level.
Just a great combo guard. McCollum is capable of being a go-to scorer as well as a terrific distributor.
And here's Van Vliet from the arc. Gets the 3 to fall. Van Vliet's got 8.
And credit his teammates for feeding him all quarter.
Here's McCollum. And the basket is good. And the Pelicans lead by 12.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Van Vliet with it. Give him 8. An easy 2 on the layup. 10 points for him.
It's obvious he's taking it upon himself to try and keep them alive. If they take their time, this will be the final possession of the quarter.
Yeah, they've got to hold for the last shot here.
Oh, it's stolen. Just 3 on the clock. Blocked! And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans, ending the quarter up 10. Their key to consistency has been... All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game, presented by State Farm.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense, too. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th quarter. And the Rockets going with a whole new group out there. Jones at small forward with Zion holding down the 4. DeJounte Murray is out there with Trey Murphy. And it's Messi in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Pass to Şengün. Green against Jones. Outside, Green. Clock at 6. And here's Brooks for 3. Doesn't go that time.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass. Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Rockets on D. Down by 12. Well, Clark, playing time is so difficult to come by. So what's the best way to stay ready if you're on the end of the bench?
Yeah, that's a good question, B. I never experienced that as a starter in the short career that I had in the NBA. With all the travel, I think you just got to make a commitment to get in the extra work between the few practices that you have. So it's really being self-motivated as an individual to be professional and anticipate that you're going to be ready if your number's called.
More and more, we're seeing international players come into the league who are NBA ready, Grant.
It really is a sight to see, BA. And some of those guys start playing pro ball when they're 16 or 17 years old. It toughens you up real quick playing against older competition at that age.
Clock at 4. Thompson outside. Releases. It's hauled in by New Orleans. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. 4-3. Pure from three-point range. And the Pelicans lead by 15.
And looking to shoot as many threes as possible. This kind of confidence, impressive to see.
Love the mentality there, I tell you. I know I've never coached, but, man, playing to win and being aggressive even with the lead as opposed to being safe and going into prevent offense, I'll take the former all day long. Play to win.
And he gets that one.
When you try to check Green in pick and roll action, you've got to stop him first.
Oh, it's stolen by Eason. Fast break. Here come the Rockets. Thompson finds Green. Now here's Şengün, defended by Murray. And he gets the bucket.
What a move by Şengün in close. Determination for sure.
The Pelicans lead by 11. Murray deciding where to go with it. Three-pointer. And another 3 for New Orleans.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Screen by Eason. Green with the ball. He's picked up by Williamson. Jones against Eason. 4 on the clock. Three-pointer, Brooks. Pelicans cleared away. Murray's got 4 rebounds in the game. And Williamson throws it down.
Yeah, and Williamson is an explosive athlete, remarkable at finishing off alley-oops.
And it's Green.
Oh, my goodness! Whoa! Superior ball handling from Green that time. Had the defender on his heel.
And Williamson throws it down.
They have a relentless mentality, even with the game in total control.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
Here's Green.
Oh, wow!
Get out of the way!
With authority!
Some of these dunks he throws down are absolutely absurd. What an athlete Green is.
Well, Clark, we're used to seeing a coaching carousel, but in recent years, even winning teams have changed coaches.
Well, you know, that is true, and at least the profession is getting a pay raise overall. But for teams looking to break through, BA, changing the coach still seems to be the default button that most teams like and are more comfortable pushing.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here.
Oh, my goodness!
Disrespectful. I almost can't believe what I saw. Incredible.
I'm speechless, man. I'm speechless.
He's one of the few players in the NBA who can pull something like that off.
Eason with some nice D. And so it's Houston with it. It's a 14-point game. Brooks, the pass to Green. Back to Brooks. Outside Eason. Here's the three. And the three-pointer goes.
For three.
27 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Murray inside. Defended by Thompson. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Brooks outside. Jacks up a three. And so New Orleans takes this one by a large margin. Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg, and Grant.
In his tip. Richard, how important is it to get things off to a good start?
I'd say it's fairly important, but this is a long season, Kevin. It's about sustaining a high level of play consistent.
A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. We've got Amen Thompson. Brooks is out there with Tari Eason. Then it's Alperen Sengun. And it's Green in at the point guard. Here's Morant. Makes it off the glass.
So creative with the ball in his hands. Morant is adept at creating offenses for himself.
And here is Green. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Morant passes to Jackson. Basket counts.
Just like his pop, Jaren Jackson Jr. Yeah, look, this man, when he gets close to the hoop, it is pretty much automatic. You can't let that happen.
Right now, I'd send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Olreans.
Thank you, Kevin. I was able to talk with the head coach of the Grizzlies for just a minute. I asked him how they plan on bottling up Jalen Green. Now, he said, we have to try and stay in front of him and protect the rim. Jalen is an explosive athlete and an incredibly crafty finisher around the basket, so keeping him out of the paint won't be easy. Guys, back to you.
Okay, David, thanks. Here's Sengun. And Sengun throws it down.
Love seeing Sengun go up strong, leaving no room for error with that finish.
Incredible for his age. The decision-making of Sengun GA is very impressive.
So calm when he sees a double coming. Reads and reacts with ease when he's on the block or at the nail. Reminds you of a young Jokic with how he sees the game.
Here's Green, following the basket by Ja Morant. Here's Brooks. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Oh, nice play from Brooks down in the paint. Not afraid to get physical on the inside.
Morant against Thompson. From the arc. And it's Morant missing. Rockets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Green. Pass to Eason. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Jackson a screen on Thompson. The 3 from Morant. Morant with another miss. Rockets leading by 3. Executing to perfection right now offensively.
I mean, in total sync. Good luck trying to stop them now. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And the shot is good.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
And there's the call on Amen Thompson. That is his first foul of the game. 1:56 left here in the first quarter. Morant against Thompson. Morant drives in. Can't convert the two-handed jam. And the Grizzlies, they come in off a loss to the Thunder. So, RJ, the Rockets last year, they were exactly at 500. 41 up and 41 down.
Still, they missed the play-in by 5 games. In the East, they easily are in. That just tells you how difficult a rebuild in the Western Conference is. And Houston is up against it.
Now, here's Bane. After Jalen Green's miss, here's Stephens, guarded by Green. Bane with the screen on Green. Just 5 to shoot. They need this one. Nice D from Brooks.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now, here's Bane. No scoring in this one. Morant against Thompson. Crafty move. Eason grabs the board.
I'd like to see him a bit more efficient. He has not been great this quarter.
Morant against Thompson. Here's Şengün. And Şengün throws it down.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Here's Bane. Fires the 3. Bangs home the trifecta.
The way he can elevate over a defender from deep, very tough to contain outside the arc.
Bane with the steal. Here's Stevens. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so the first quarter is in the books. Rockets ahead, leading. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Houston.
Well, they're off to a good start, getting it inside and scoring at close range. Solid fundamentals so far in this one.
And it seems they've also put an emphasis on moving the ball, working to rotate around the defense and find those quality looks.
Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Edey out there with Jaren Jackson. And it's Stevens in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group for Memphis to kick off the second quarter. Edey gets the bucket.
If the defense lets him inside, he will not hesitate. He'll gladly drop that thing right in the cup.
And Richard, when it comes to Jaren Jackson, there's a lot to appreciate. My goodness.
Oh, I love that he can guard one.
Oh, wow.
Yes! That is a dunk contest worthy move. Green just putting on a show right there.
Morant against Thompson. Morant right side. There's Jackson with the 3. Şengün with the rebound. Houston leading by 4. Thompson passes to Eason. And here is Şengün. Back to Eason. Pass to Thompson. Green with a screen for Thompson. Another shot. That one's in, his first shot this game.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
The Grizzlies shooting the ball at 42%. Now Morant. Driving to the basket. It's rebounded by Şengün. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Rockets. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Pass to Eason. Back to Green. It's not going to go for him. The Grizzlies trail by 6. Morant against Eason. Morant looking around. The 3. It's rebounded by Houston.
Okay, now I think he's starting to get in his own head right now. Maybe he's overthinking things a little bit, and as a result...
Ooh, what a slam!
Oh, my...
What a
wow.
slam!
Gracious.
Look, one of Green's many advantages is how quickly he gets off the floor.
Here's Morant. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Houston leading by 8. On the wing, Green. Şengün with the screen for Green. Greg, we know about the Euro step, but is the D-cell the next move that's getting more notice?
I think it is, Kevin, and you can see players have quickly incorporated that into their arsenal. It's been fun to watch, man, and I tell you, it creates some uncomfortable situations.
Here's Stephens. He's covered by Eason. And he drives in, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Memphis shooting their first foul shot of the night. On the free throw, no good. And you look at the Grizzlies' defense the last few years, RJ extremely disruptive.
Yeah, they've been top of the league in steals and blocks. That's just a part of the DNA in Memphis. It can be exhausting playing against guys like this.
The Rockets shooting their first free throw of the night. And RJ, even without a consistent jumper, Amen Thompson has proven to be a productive player.
And that jumper should develop over time. But he does everything else at a high level. He's extremely versatile, especially on that defensive end, Kevin.
Stolen by Thompson. .55 seconds left in the second quarter. Green, the pass to Thompson. And Thompson throws it down.
It's hard to know what Green is going to do in these sets. He uses that unpredictability pretty much to his advantage, though.
Outside Jackson. Here's Stephens. He's covered by Eason. Morant outside. Clock at 6. They need this. And the layup is up and in. Morant's got his third basket of the night right there.
A point guard with length. Morant can do a little bit more than just handle himself inside.
Green kicks to Şengün. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And the Rockets lead by 14.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Here's Jackson, and Jackson throws it down hard.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession.
And just very little chance of that pass finding the target from that distance.
7 seconds left to play in the first half. On the wing, Jackson. Here's Heaney, and so it's Houston, up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
When you take care of the boards, usually things turn out well, unless you're getting shot out the gym.
Which hasn't happened yet.
Now let's take a moment here. That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game, Kep.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Olreans Şengün has been sensational.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
I like how they came into this one with a game plan, and they're just going out and executing it. Terrific job.
Starting the second half, here's Ime Udoka's 5. Smith is out there with Green. Then it's Cam Whitmore. Then there's Jae'Sean Tate, and it's Landale in at center. Now, here's Kennard. Whitmore defending.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Inside. Here's Smith. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Smith's got his first points of the game.
And this is why you let Smith work inside. He's adept at knowing how to finish in traffic.
Kennard for three. The Rockets pull it in.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Here's Whitmore. A three-pointer off the mark. The Grizzlies trail by 16. GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
Here's Whitmore. And Whitmore throws it down.
Oh, man, when Cam Whitmore throws it down, you feel bad for the rim.
Driving the lane. Pass to Huff. Jackson with it. They get the rebound. A second chance effort, and it's good on the way in. Huff's got his first basket of the night.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Here's Whitmore. Kennard covering. And Whitmore throws it down.
And when he gets downhill, Whitmore is a force.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. And the three ball is good.
You give a shooter of his caliber that much time to seam it up, oh yeah, you're done.
And there's the drive. And Whitmore throws it down.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Kennard with the ball. Now defended by Whitmore. Now here's Kennard. Not a lot of room. Shot clock at 6. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Kennard's got 5 now.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking. Jump shot. Gave a little pump fake. And then off to the races.
1:46 left in the third quarter. And it's Whitmore missing. The Grizzlies trail by 13. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Olreans. David?
Well, Kevin, we are seeing a new generation taking over the NBA. Commissioner Adam Silver says stars can be created much quicker these days. Sports is a meritocracy, and talent gets rewarded. With a social media community in the billions for basketball and a global market for talent, new and different stars end up emerging. Kevin?
Which is always good for the game. Great to see. And David, a great report again from you. Thank you. Smith with a screen on Kennard. Here's Whitmore. Kennard covering. Out to Smith. Beyond the arc. It's the three-point bomb. Smith's got 5 points now this quarter.
Supreme confidence. Smith really stretches the floor with his ability to shoot.
Green finds Whitmore. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Pass to Tate. Whitmore sends a screen for Tate. And Tate throws it down.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Well, great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
Kennard up top. Whitmore defending. Now here's Kennard. Defense right on him. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
Whitmore up top. Gets it off. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Houston looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's an unguardable pass, flat out. Give him credit for possessing that type of vision.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Morant is the point with Bane out on the wing. Jaren Jackson is out there with Edey. And it's Stevens and it's small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Here's Green. Rebounded by Jackson.
And even though it didn't go down, he did some nice work to get that inside.
Bane finds Morant. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Rockets leading by 11. Pass to Eason. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Green against Bane. Whoa, look out! Look out!
Wow, okay, I see you.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
There's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Thompson surveying the floor. Out to Brooks. Outside, Green. Green slams it in.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. Brooks against Bane. High, arcing shot. Stolen by Brooks. And now Brooks running the floor all by himself. Finishes the break with a slam.
And when he's locked in on defense, Brooks is a force. Almost a one-man fast break waiting to happen.
Bane for three. Thompson with the rebound. Rockets leading by 15. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Desmond Bane.
He's a tough matchup inside. Şengün can body you, or he can finesse you.
And Alperon Şengün continues to prove himself, RJ, as one of the game's most promising big men.
Oh, a lot of it is because of his passing ability, Kevin. Shades of Nikola Jokic out there. Having a big man who can distribute like Şengün is a real luxury.
And finished off by Morant.
And this is what John Morant does best. When he finds his rhythm on offense, he is almost impossible to guard.
Green against Bane. Green, the pass to Brooks. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And you like to see this from Brooks, right? No need to fall in love with the jump shot. Give the defense different looks.
Knocked loose. Eason with it. He's picked up by Morant. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Oh, they've been punishing the inside defense consistently in this one. Look, it's been a very productive area of the floor for them.
And also, they took advantage of their quickness, got inside and blew through the open lanes. Great job of attacking the paint.
Here he goes. The kick out to Bane. Jackson against Eason. Here's Stevens. Here's Edey, and he uses both hands to jam it in.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can feel Coach smiling on the sidelines with every offensive board.
Brooks with no one around. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Houston.
They really lit it up in this one. Fantastic offensive performance.
Definitely just simply shot the ball well. One of those games to be proud of.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And guys, one of the steady and outstanding players putting in another impressive performance. It was a big-time outing for Jalen Green.
Oh, he was at the center of everything that happened in this game. His energy was felt throughout the building, and his impact, well, it was incredible.
Takes it inside. Just 5 on the clock. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Thompson up top. Locked up there for Şengün. An emphatic LU jam.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
And as it should be, to be this dominant on another team's floor, look, when you go home, you're going to go home feeling good.
Morant, and finished off by Morant. Now, here's Green. So we see Houston taking the W here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that'll do it, folks. Alongside Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony in a report.
started in this new season, Brent. What are you looking forward to the most moving ahead?
Yeah, BA, I think about last year's teams and the magic that they had to push themselves into playoff positioning. Do they still have it? But one of the more exciting things in terms of the storyline is which teams are showing some early chemistry that could threaten some of those teams from last year. That is something that we always gravitate towards. The fresh blood, the new team, the one that's going to be the underdog throughout the course of the year, and how far can they push it?
A look at the Pelicans starting group. Jones at small forward with Zion holding down the 4. Trey Murphy out there with DeJounte Murray. And it's Messi in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Well, Murray's got the range. It's the consistency he's looking for.
And here's Morant. Driving inside. Pass to Edey. Jackson for 3. Connects from downtown.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Here's Murray. Shoots over Morant. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Murray's got 5 now.
Boy, Murray just one of those guys who loves to work it inside.
Brent, what's something you've seen from Murray's time in San Antonio to now?
Well, there's been no stoppage, BA, of the type of work that DeJounte Murray puts in. Now, he's had to learn a new system, but he's adapted to that, and he continues to play both ends of the floor to make an impact.
4 on the clock. Jackson gets the bucket. Jackson's got his second basket.
And there's something to be said about clock awareness. Jackson Jr. keeping an eye on it.
Here's Murray, and he drives in. And it's Murray finishing it off.
Wow! Always fun to see point guards who can elevate above the rim like that.
Oh, a strong mindset and even stronger finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
Oh, deflected. Stolen by Jones. Outside Murray. Launches it. Knocks down the triple. He's got 10.
Defense shaking their heads. No idea how to stop him in this quarter. He's got him on the ropes.
Moran against Jones. Oh, clanks the dunk. New Orleans has gone 2 of 2 at the perimeter. Murray deciding where to go with it. Stolen. Here's Stevens. And another miss by Memphis. New Orleans leading by 5. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
I was able to talk with Memphis' head coach for a minute, and we got right to it. The question of how do you stop Zion? From what coach told me, it's all about being physical. He said, we're not going to let him run us over in the lanes or just stomp us inside. We're going to fight back hard. So it sounds like coach is expecting high effort physically from his team.
All right, Allie, thanks once again.
Not just an aggressive scorer, Morant is also a fantastic distributor.
Now here's Murray. Tight defense on him. And he banks in the layup. Murray's got 14 points for the game.
They can't stop him.
Pass to Bain. And stolen by Murray. On the break. To the inside. Six to shoot. .54 seconds left in the first. On the wing, Murray. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Grizzlies. All right, a chance now to take a look at the steals over the last few months for Jose Alvarado.
I get the feeling he hasn't been paying as much attention defensively as he should be. His steal numbers have dipped in the past few months. He needs to get back some of that intensity on defense.
Pass to Edey. Back to Morant. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. Outside Murray. Robbed. 6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Kicks it out to Bain. That basket is good. Off the assist from Jackson.
You got to D up Bane from the corner, or else he'll bury those shots in bunches.
Here's Murray. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. He's got 16.
And guys, the way this defense is getting manhandled down low, you have to wonder if they're at 100% right now.
Williamson outside. No good on the triple. He gets it up. That one doesn't drop. And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. And looking at what we've seen from New Orleans, what do you guys think?
Well, so far, they've got things rolling along nicely at the offensive end.
Yeah, couldn't ask for a better one right now. Just a complete rhythm by all the guys who got some minutes. Wonderful start.
So for the Pelicans right now, Jones at small forward with Zion holding down the 4. DeJounte Murray is out there with Trey Murphy, and it's Messi in at the 5 spot. Here's Morant. Tipped. Payne with a screen on Murray. Second chance shot, and there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. The 3 ball. And it's Payne with the rebound. Grizzlies trail by 6. Jackson surveying the D. Pass to Bane. Back to Jackson. Right wing. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Stevens. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Murray with it. There's the 3. He's off on that one.
Well, after getting off to a great start, hitting those first 2 shots, he's definitely regressed a little bit in this quarter.
And the basket by Bane.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
And when it comes to the Grizzlies, they're a team that's hungry to take that next step.
Yeah, and they've got the core to do it, B.A. You got Morant, Bane, and Jackson. They're all all-star caliber players that's still in their mid-20s. So they've got a lot of great chemistry and time to get it right.
From deep, Morant. Morant goes all the way to cap off the break.
And you often see defenses beg Morant to take that shot. Didn't work that time.
Puts the move on. And Murray with the lay-in. Murray's got 18.
Very consistent tonight at the offensive end. Right there, he helps fuel the fire.
Here's Morant. Kicks it out to Jackson. Jones against Morant. Payne with a screen on Jones. Here's Morant with the drive. And then Morant with the dunk.
And the bounce that Morant possesses is unlike anyone else at his position.
Back to Murray. From behind the arc. On the wing, Jones. Now here's Murray. 18 points for him. Kicks it out to Williamson. Second shot opportunity. Shot is good. Off the back rim and in. Williamson's got his first points of the game.
A good job of recognizing the time dwindling, and Zion did not panic on that possession.
Here's Payne. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
And nobody putting out much of an effort to stop him.
Surprising in a close game, a lack of energy on defense.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
Picking up right where he left off. Hit 2 triples in the first quarter. Now he gets another to fall.
Outside Morant. Fires the 3. Messi grabs the board.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
Here's Murray. And another one falls for New Orleans.
And it feels like DeJounte Murray's working at the post office right now because there's stamps of him all over this game.
Morant looking around. Morant. Oh, Morant! Wow!
Oh, putting on a show for the fans. Morant's skills making it look like a circus in here.
He's all alone. Oh, there's Morant with the slam.
Got to give him credit for jumping on the ball and making the most at the other end.
Boy, inexcusable at this point of the game. They got to be more composed in these moments.
And how about the sequence in its entirety? Momentum swing, and you love the effort here.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Edey. Now Jackson, defended by Jones. Jackson, pass to Morant. Jones with some nice D.
We'll have a hard time shaking that one off. Perfect position, plenty of space. Just clanked it.
Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen.
Murray from outside. The shot no good. That one no good. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. It's New Orleans up 4. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
You know, for the Pelicans, like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah, everyone. All right, now back to our game. What a half it was for DeJounte Murray.
Anytime you're shooting over 50%.
And that'll do it for us.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. You know, DeJounte Murray has been exceptional here, guys.
And the bulk of his production has been generated along the perimeter.
Yeah, he keeps tracking down those spots behind the three-point line and finding some open opportunities.
We've got Brandon Clark. Vince Williams is out there with Luke Kennard. Then it's Jackson, and it's Huff in at the center position. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. Well, you hear team execs say all the time, you're either selling wins or you're selling hope. How true is that, Brent?
Well, if you're an executive BA, just be right about whatever it is that you're selling. And you got to be realistic. I mean, fans are smart. They understand where your team is. Are you a playoff competitor? Are you young and growing? So that's hope. If you're going deep into the playoff run, you want the wins.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Grizzlies great Marc Gasol last season retiring from basketball. He embraced the city of Memphis. He said, quote, "I think a player has to feel that it's their city and they have to fight for it. You play with a different mindset when you do that. To me, winning was the most important thing."
And they did a lot of winning, Allie.
Not exactly sure what the defense is thinking. You know he's going to be aggressive coming out of the half.
Kennard against Brown. Williams a screen on Brown. Kennard for three. Counted from distance.
Great sign for the offense when Kennard can start to handle the ball and make plays like that.
Here's McCollum. Pass to Boston. Stolen by Kennard. He got it. No doubt that's a foul. And it's going to be a transition take foul. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
At the line.
Kennard out there to help space the floor with that kind of range.
Grizzlies trail by 5. Well, Brent, the Pels bowing out to the Thunder in the first round last season. Not a bad showing, though.
Yeah, no shame in that. You lose to the #1 seed in the Western Conference. They have a great collection of young players and just need to spend more time together to try to take that next step. One change could take them from a playing game to home court advantage this season.
Williams misses.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
Up top, McCollum Defended by Kennard. Crafty move. It's tipped. And he recovers it. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. And now looking at the 2K leaderboard. Here's a view of which teams last year got after it with their shot blocking. Memphis, 4th.
What we saw last season, they really made an effort to get every man in the paint, and that forced guys to try and shoot over them. That's where you get huge block numbers.
There's a screen. Kennard for 3. Drills it from deep. Kennard's got 7 points here in the quarter.
And Kennard picks up the other end of that phone and says, I'll answer with a 3.
Screen by Olynyk for 3. McCollum buries it from 3. And the Pelicans lead by 8.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Clark with a screen on Brown. Kennard with it. 7 points in the game. Clock at 6. And it's good. 2 points. Kennard's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And the team likes to use Kennard as a floor spacing kind of player, but he decides to do damage that time inside.
Here's McCollum. .133 left in the 3rd. Pass to Boston. With the floater. Williams grabs the board. Grizzlies trail by 6. Kennard outside. And there's a pick. Launches a 3. And another 3 for Memphis.
This is not a player who likes to be trailing in any game. That lights a fire.
Here's McCollum. And another one falls for New Orleans.
Yeah, showing a little versatility with their offensive attack. In the first half, it was about the 3-ball. In the second half, they've emphasized interior scoring.
Outside, Williams. And a nice finish on the layup. Williams has got his first 2 points of the night.
It's interesting. They definitely had more three-point attempts in the first half. Not sure why they went away from it.
Pass to Boston. The 3. Williams grabs the board. Memphis has gone 6 for 12 from deep so far in this game. Jackson gets the bucket.
Yeah, there was a lack of intensity in the first half, but these teams have now turned it up.
You asked for those hustle plays earlier in the game. We're seeing them now.
2-second difference between shot and game clock. McCollum against Kennard. Oh, sweet move. And the layup is up and in. McCollum's got 10 points in the game.
Lots of ways that CJ can burn you right there. Super effective on the inside.
It's stolen by Olynyk. And we've just finished the 3rd quarter. What a tight game we've got going. The Pelicans on top, up by 3. And coming up. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the 4th quarter could have more action in store for us. On the court for the Pelicans, getting the 4th quarter going. Jones at small forward with Zion holding down the 4. DeJounte Murray is out there with Trey Murphy, and it's Misi in at the center position, locking down the middle. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thanks, guys. Head coach of the Grizzlies had some words for his team over the break. Well, coach is thrilled with their three-point shooting, saying in the huddle, guys, let's keep it up. Continue to shoot it from deep. It's working. They've been on fire from distance so far.
Thanks for that, Allie. Here's Moran. Pass to Stevens. Here's Edey. To tie it up. Stevens' shot is off.
This has been a night where you could look at his shooting and his performance, and it's affected the team. That's the bottom line.
And the foul on Jaren Jackson. That's his first foul of the game. Pass to Jones. Shot clock at 6. With his first shot attempt. Perfect. Right between the eyes on that one. And the Pelicans lead by 5.
Oh, what great action we've seen tonight. Hard to imagine a more entertaining game.
No, this is about as high-octane a game as you're going to find.
Lackluster defense, showing no desire to chase shooters off that line.
Here's Murray. Oh, not wasting any time and taking the shot and hitting it. Murray's got 25 points. Moran against Jones. The drive by Moran. Pass to Edey. Back to Moran. Moran fights through contact inside.
And tearing them to shreds tonight. You know, when a player as versatile as Moran starts going off, look out.
Here's Murray. Ooh, excellent D there from Jackson. The Grizzlies have gotten half of their attempts to fall in the fourth. 2 for 4 now. Murray against Moran. Outside Bain. Pass to Edey. Back to Bain. Memphis needs to get off a shot, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Yikes, that one stings there. Hurts so much more to turn the ball over, especially with how tight the game is.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now. Final quarter of regulation. Murray against Moran. It counts! And the foul! Ja Moran picks one up.
And with confidence, Murray stepping up at a crucial point in this game.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Pelicans.
The fearlessness they've shown going strong inside has been impressive. The defense hasn't been very effective against them.
Well, the three-point shot has been absolutely huge for them this entire game. And let's be honest, you have to knock down threes to win games these days.
The three. Williamson. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair.
Sometimes it's the ripcord that you have to pull guarding Zion. The only way to stop him is to foul him.
And the second free throw, no good. Tough break there. Grizzlies trail by 6. Pass to Stevens. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth. He takes it in and slammed it home. And the foul. A chance. And with this game coming down to the wire, they're quick to use their coach's challenge. Asking for a review. This could be a big call.
Disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
One shot.
And the free throw, no good. New Orleans leading by 4. Outside Murray. Clock at 6. Jones with a screen on Moran. Murray passes to Jones. And the layup falls. Jones has got his first points of the night.
The paint, that's where Jones likes to live, and that's where he's comfortable. And he can use that length to his advantage.
Pass to Edey. And the bucket is good.
Zero rim protection. Unforgivable in a tight ball game like this.
Well, I hope there's one player on that team out there that has interest in winning this game. Right now, it doesn't look to be one.
And so it's Bane who brings up the ball for the Grizzlies. 4-point game. And here's Morant. There's 45 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. And then Morant with the jam!
Now that's one to remember. What an impact on the game.
I'm wondering, is that the biggest shot of the game?
Morant against Murray. Pass to Messi. To the wing, right side. Outside Murray. Fires the three. Oh, nails the triple!
Really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
Morant with it. Pass to Stevens. And another shot. Misses the shot. And so it's New Orleans winning this one. And they barely squeezed out the win here on the road.
And BA, the
still very young. Greg, what are you looking forward to this year?
Well, Kevin, I'm always interested in the rookies, seeing which guys step up. The leap to the NBA can be a huge one, so you never know what will happen with some of these young players.
And the starting lineup for the Pelicans, Jones and Williamson in at the forward position. Trey Murphy is out there with Murray. And it's Messi in at the 5 down low.
Just a straight flush by Murray. No fret.
Here's Green. Brooks setting the pick for Green. Six on the shot clock. Good D by Jones.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Thompson against Murray. And there's the call on Amen Thompson. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. To the paint, here's Jones, and Jones slams it in.
Well, when guys like Jones elevate, watch out.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Hey, Kevin, I caught up with Coach Ime Udoka. Now, he's concerned about a lot of things, but in particular, he's worried about how to deal with DeJounte Murray. Coach said he's an opportunist in transition. Everybody's got to get back after a miss, or he'll eat us alive. Sounds like the same thing we've heard from other coaches. Guys?
Thank you, David.
That's light work there for Murray off the two-man game.
Green against Jones. Tipped away. That's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. Murray against Brooks. 6 to shoot. Down low. Thompson. And it's Thompson with the jam.
And he's got rocket ship-like takeoff. Thompson can flat out fly.
There's a good screen. Murray against Thompson. Murray kicks to Williamson. Jones looking for an opening. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
Green against Murray. Outside, Green. To the middle. And it's Green slamming it down.
And one of Green's best assets, his leaping ability. He's a natural athlete, very explosive.
And defensively, Stan, the Pelicans look to try and switch as much as they can.
Yeah, Kevin, and it makes sense with their personnel. It can mean reduced minutes for traditional centers at times, but that's the defensive philosophy they've committed to.
Rockets trail by 5. 1:43 left to play in the first quarter. Green passes to Brooks. Back to Green. Houston needs to get a shot off. Here's Şengün. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. Pelicans shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great. About 77% as a team.
And he sinks the second. Rockets are gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Poked away. Jones against Green. In the corner, Şengün with it. Here's Eason. And he's good on the 3 ball. Eason's got 5 now.
and they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Wow, that's a tough foul to take there. That gives him 2 early on, and the coach might have to cut his minutes a bit.
And we've seen Stan DeJounte Murray prove for years that he is a 20-point player.
Yeah, and Kevin, he can score as a point guard or he can be off the ball. But the best thing about DeJounte Murray, he is a great two-way player, one of the best guard defenders we have in this league.
Now, here's Şengün. Scoreless thus far. Green inside the three-point line. The offensive rebound. Pass to Brooks. Şengün kicks to Green. 1 on the clock. And Şengün gets it to go on the assist by Green.
Let the big fella eat. Şengün just doing his thing down low.
And there's the call on Amen Thompson. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots at the game right here.
And 79% from the line a season ago. Pretty consistent there as a free throw shooter.
Well, you know, guys, just a bunch of ways Murray contributes on both ends.
Here's Green. Lays it up off the glass.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
And so it's Willie Green here calling timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. For 3, Murray. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. Guys, what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
Just they've gotten to the line with tremendous consistency here through the first period.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's really hard to get foul calls on the road. Credit them for being so aggressive.
They've got Brooks. Tari Eason is out there with Alperen Şengün. And it's Green, and it's Thompson in at the 2-guard position. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets.
And once the G League took it to another level, Green skipped college, became the number 2 overall pick in the draft. And that's really changed the landscape.
Now here's Murray. Williamson dishes to Murray. Moves back up. Williamson against Eason. Clock at 6. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Take a look now at some numbers for Jones, how he did last season. And he was also extremely dependable behind the three-point line, finishing the season among the top 20 in three-point percentage.
And as we saw last season, a difficult guy to run the offense against. Constantly jumping the passing lanes. Always a threat to create a turnover. We've got some talented defensive big men in the league today, Coach. But in your opinion, who would you say is the best rim protector?
Well, Kevin, I would have said Rudy Gobert because people didn't even want to go to the rim and challenge him. Right. Anthony Davis is great. But I'm telling you, the young guy, Victor Wembanyama, I think is the best we've got now.
Isn't he something else, Stan? We've never seen anything like him.
We never have, and I'm not sure we ever will again. Yeah, 2 tough points from Murray. He's got some grit to his game.
Green in the post. Working on Jones. Now Eason. He has 5. Back to Green. There's the triple. Messi grabs the rebound.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
The first one falls.
Competitive, selfless, and a high basketball IQ. Şengün with the traits every coach loves.
Şengün hits them both. New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Left side, Jones. It's stolen by Green. Şengün with the ball. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. And timeout is called by Ime Udoka. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. While we have a chance, let's now take a look at the teams that top the league in shooting from beyond the arc. The Pelicans fourth.
Well, their approach to shooting was phenomenal. They didn't force many threes, and when they got a good look, they drilled it.
To the inside. And the dunk by Eason.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Here's Williamson, and finished off by Williamson.
Defying the laws of physics, Zion Williamson.
For New Orleans, their last game a loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And Greg, remember, in DeJounte Murray's rookie year, he played in the Western Conference Finals.
Murray was the youngest player in that series, playing 20 minutes a game, competing against the KD Steph Warriors. How about that for welcome to the NBA?
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Murray surveying the D. Williamson a screen on Thompson. Ball's knocked loose. And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
2 fouls for him now in the first half. He's going to have to be really smart going forward.
Rockets have gotten 4 of the first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. Eason, a screen on Jones. Pass to Eason. Back to Green. Green slams it in.
And scoring the ball has always seemed easy for Green. It's starting to show here in this game.
Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. Wasted no time on that one. Green's got 15 points.
Green knows that he needs to take and make threes at a good clip. Nice shot there.
Good.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Rockets leading by 3. Here's Thompson out to Brooks. Thompson sets the pick for Brooks. Over in the corner, Green. 5 on the clock. In the corner, it's Eason. Offline with his 3. Pelicans trail by 3. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Pass to Messi. Back to Murray. To the paint. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. Pelicans shoot their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. The first free throw is good.
Messi, 2 shots.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. 15 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Now, here's Green. 15 points in the game. Pass to Şengün. That will count. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. The Rockets on top. They're up by 1. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Hello, everybody. We all like...
They look great on offense. The ball is flying around. Guys are getting open. It's enjoyable to watch.
Especially for those of us.
And now here's something that's... Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. DeJounte Murray has been sensational.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
So the Pelican 5 right now. Olreans is out there with Bruce Brown. Then there's McCollum, and it's Boston in at the 2-guard.
And Smith is just so impressive, especially when he's working in that screen and roll.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
John Glandale's check in for Adams.
Well, this was his shot to miss, honestly. Poor coverage, good setup. He just couldn't knock it down.
Here's Whitmore. And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans.
And checking out the numbers for Brown, how he performed last season. Averaged about 11 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists.
He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Well, he's found his groove. He isn't forcing anything, and he's making the most of his chances.
Here's Boston. McCollum deciding where to go with it. The kick out to Brown. Clock is at 3. Here's Olreans, and the rejection by Smith.
A relentless defender. Smith proving how disruptive he can be on that end.
Houston leading by 3. Now Whitmore, still scoreless. Pass to Smith. Lets it go from 14. Here's Whitmore. He's guarded by McCollum. Here's Tate. Shoots a fader. Rebound by Olreans.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. It's rebounded by Houston.
Well, halftime is supposed to be for adjustments. I'm sure this isn't.
That is a great finish!
Oh, my.
And Green getting off the floor there for the dunk. Really like watching him sky up throws.
Now, here's Olreans. Here's Boston. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. A 3 from McCollum. And no good.
Well, 4 failed attempts to start this half. Not what they wanted out of the locker room.
And GA, what you have to admire about C.J. McCollum is he is the consummate pro.
Yeah, at this stage of his career, he's the adult in the room. And he's grown into a connector on the floor while still being that professional scorer.
To stop the drought. Landale grabs the miss.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Green with the ball. Picked up by Brown. Green, the pass to Smith. Kept alive. Landale stripped it away. It's 2-on-1. Here's Boston. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Boston's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Bruce Brown. That's his first foul. Here's Whitmore. Still yet to score. Green in the post. He's guarded by McCollum. Good work there as it goes. And the Rockets lead by 4.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Here's McCollum. Good, nice job down low. McCollum's got his first bucket in this one.
Making it look effortless. What a smooth shot by McCollum.
Whitmore with it. Pass to Landale. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Green. And Green slams it in.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
Brown sets a screen for McCollum. Brown dishes to McCollum, fires for three, and again New Orleans with the triple.
Yeah, McCollum is a real danger at the arc. He's an efficient long-range bomber.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. For the lead. 15 seconds left in the third. And that one, good. That's 7 points for C.J. McCollum.
And such a clever score. McCollum can unleash the floater, the pull-up. He's got it all.
Pass to Tate. Three-pointer. No good on that one. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Pelicans lead by 1. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Toyota. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, he's a consummate floor general, surveying the defense and delivering the pass on time and on target.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. We've got Olreans Şengün, Dylan Brooks out there with Tari Eason. Then it's Thompson, and it's Green in at the point guard position. It's the 5 for Houston right now. New Orleans leading by 3. And Jones has it in the corner. That's in there. Murray with the assist.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
And there's the call on Amen Thompson. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And that's his 4th. Getting into the danger area now. He's going to have to be a little more cautious down the stretch.
He takes it in, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
There's some power behind Murphy's drive. He can be aggressive when he wants to be.
Şengün with a wide open look. Good on the triple.
What a time for him to step up. Big 3 right there.
Well, guys who can make big shots at the end of games have become a necessity in this league.
Murray against Thompson. There's the 3. The Rockets pull it in. About a minute and a half through the 4th quarter now. Williamson against Eason. Pass to Thompson. Back to Eason. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Misses the 3. Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul.
And still early in the period, and they're only 1 foul away from being over the limit.
An impressive young talent, and Murphy knows his role is to use that scorer's mentality.
Here's Murray. And there's a whistle. That goes on Dylan Brooks. That's his 1st foul.
4th team foul.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. To the left wing. Williamson outside. Here's Messi, and a strong finish with 2 hands.
Doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
Brooks feeling it out a bit. Shot clock at 5. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
Pelicans ball.
Pelicans leading by 8. Murray outside. Good, and the assist goes to Williamson. Murray's got 21 in the game. It's so easy, Coach, to highlight the athleticism, but there's certainly a mental aspect to the game as well. I know you value that as a coach.
You can never, Kevin, overestimate how important intelligence is I was in the NBA or have been around the NBA for 30 years, and I have never seen one really good player who wasn't really smart.
And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. They trail by 11. Pass to Şengün. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Zion Williamson.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Hey, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Pelicans?
Well, they've been absolutely on fire from deep. And until the defense offers more resistance, the coaches are going to keep encouraging them to let it fly.
And also, they took advantage of their quickness, got inside and blew through the open lanes. Great job of attacking the paint.
Well, you can see how locked in Murray has been in this game. He's getting to his spots, and the numbers are piling up.
Here's Thompson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
He hits the first one, and that brings them to within 10. Good on both. And here is Murray. Williamson is screen on Thompson. For 3, Murray. Şengün with the rebound. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Pass to Green from deep three-point territory. Good, and the assist goes to Şengün.
And with the game tight, Green gets even more in that zone and ensures he's delivering what his team needs.
Williamson with the screen from Murray. Over Thompson. Murray finds Williamson. Back to Murray. From outside the arc. Sinks the three-pointer. And the Pelicans lead by 9.
Well, Murray's ability to hit the 3 makes their offense that much more versatile.
Shots good by Green. Here's New Orleans. They've led by as many as 11 points. Outside, Jones. And a deep 3 from Murray. No good. So New Orleans wins it. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't.
Clark, but some teams off to a blistering start.
Well, my motto, Brian, is that you can enjoy it and should while it lasts. Everybody's going to hit some air pockets and turbulence at some point. It's how you navigate that determines the outcome of your season.
And checking out the opening lineup for Memphis. Manning the backcourt, we'll see Moran and Payne. Edey out there with Jackson, and it's Stevens in at small forward. Just 5 on the clock. Baseline jumper. Back to Thompson. Tries again. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
You see there, Thompson does a good job of sneaking into the lane and finishing.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Thanks. I spoke with Houston's head coach for a bit, and we discussed his plan for Ja Morant. Coach smiled and said, I just told my guys to stay ready out there, ready for anything, because Morant can do so many surprising things. We just have to stay on our toes. Hopefully that flexible mindset helps the defense keep up with Morant's antics out there. PA?
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. Eason, pass to Green. Eason, a screen on Bane. Here's Green, and it's hammered home by Green.
Jalen Green has some serious hops. Yes, he does.
And it's Morant off the drive. Kicks it out to Bane. And a miss there on the triple.
Impressive closeout on a skilled shooter. That is how you defend shots from downtown.
The Rockets went from 22 to 41 wins last year, finishing right at 500, Clark.
Great progress by Houston. Just missed the play-in in the West. They would have easily made that same play-in tournament in the East. A huge step forward for the Rockets, no doubt. And I think it's a team that can sustain that trajectory.
Ooh, Thompson with the block.
Decent reach and solid instincts, allowing Thompson to get a hand on it.
For Houston, they've gone 3 of 4. Off to a nice start. Throws it down, and the official calls a foul. It may be a three-point play. Ja Morant picks one up. Houston shooting their first free throw tonight. Memphis has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Will it go? And he wills that one in, sinking it right through the back of the iron.
A huge sigh of relief. 1 for 5 now. Let's see if they can keep it going.
Green against Bane. And it's hammered home by Green.
Excellent job by Green finishing through that contact.
Grizzlies trail by 9. Now Morant. Thompson pulls it in. To the paint. Brooks, the pass to Eason. There's the drive. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Eason's got 7.
And force-feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here's Bane. 23 points his last outing. Here's Stevens. Green covering. Stevens' shot is off.
Got the ball where he wanted it, but then got swarmed.
The open shot by Brooks. Here's Şengün. And Şengün throw it down.
Hey, he's one of the best on the offensive glass, so you got to get a body on Şengün.
Morant looking for an opening. On the take. Rockets with a rebound.
When you do moves like that and you miss, you know you're going to hear it from your coaches and your teammates.
And Şengün throw it down.
They've shown so much energy right from the start, particularly on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
Timeout. Called the Grizzlies. All right, let's use this time to check out the teams with the most steals last year. The 4th spot held by the Grizzlies.
Well, you talk about teams that had a great defense last year. You got to mention these guys. I mean, they were great at finding ways to come up with the ball. Deflections, loose balls, and steals.
Can they get it? And that one's good.
Not just an aggressive scorer, Morant is also a fantastic distributor.
Here's Green. Brooks outside. Green with a screen on Morant. Brooks the pass to Green. Nails it from 3. Green's gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
This has been just a dreadful start for them defensively. Not good at all.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
Here's Stevens. Oh, and he brings it down with a two-handed jam.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it.
Wow, an emphatic two-handed slam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
Pass to Edey. And he dunks it down.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Rockets ahead. They lead by 12. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a chance for a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
They've been really going at the defense in the painted area, and so far, the opposition really hasn't had an answer for them.
Cultivating a lot of assists right now, which is beautiful to see. Love the way they're working that ball around.
Tari Eason is out there with Dillon Brooks. Then there's Amen Thompson. Then it's Green. And it's Şengün in at the center spot. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. Houston leading by 12. And there's the call on Jalen Green. That's his first foul of the game.
That's one of the few mistakes they've made this half. Turnovers haven't been an issue for him yet.
And so Morant will bring it up for the Grizzlies. Jackson finds Morant. Morant with the slam!
Oh, putting on a show for the fans. Morant's skills making it look like a circus in here. Well, so much can be said about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s versatility, but I'd like to praise his team-first mindset. If the dirty work needs doing, he's got it, as long as it helps his team get the win.
And the bucket counts, and he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a three-point play. Well, Clark, as we know, player comparison is a popular exercise among fans and analysts alike.
Yeah, I've never really ascribed to that, but in this day and age, I think it's even more unfair to do so because the game has changed tremendously. I mean, three-point attempts and scoring averages are way north, in large part because of the pace of play. So the game has changed, and that means when you're comparing players, it's a little harder to do in a fair manner.
Oh, nothing soft about that.
Was not going to be denied. Just took the dunk that was right in front of him.
Well, you know, if nobody's going to put a body on him, then that's going to be the result.
On the wing, Thompson, guarded by Bane. Now here's Thompson. He's closely guarded. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
That is Thompson's game, rocking the rim and giving his team some energy.
Grizzlies trail by 13. Outside Morant. Kicks it out to Bane. Back to Morant. Morant using his speed. Rockets with a rebound. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Grizzlies. That one was in Memphis.
I really think that L has to fall on their defense or a lack thereof. Just not enough focus at that end of the floor.
Yeah, and that's really inexcusable. I mean, there's just no way that you can justify that. When you don't put the work in on defense, you're going to end up on the losing end.
And I just love how he's making the effort plays that everyone around him appreciates.
It is certainly making an impact tonight.
Well, you know, if you're not going to take care of the defensive glass, it's going to be hard to come away with the win.
Jackson finds Morant. And they'll get another chance. Here's Stevens. Green covering. 6 to shoot. Another shot. Rebounded by Green.
He's looking pretty unsettled at the moment. Doesn't seem like he has a great feel for his shot.
From deep. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Green's got 10 points in the game.
You got to pick up Green at half court. He's got in the gym range and supreme confidence to go with it.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, guys, drawing charges is an art. The Warriors' Brandon Podziemski led the league last season, and he said, I'm not going to jump with anybody at the rim and block them. This is another form of rim protection. And Brian, while some have labeled them dangerous and called for charges to be taken out of the game, they remain a winning play.
Yeah, that's a good point, Allie. Thanks. Bain against Green. Pass to Thompson. Back to Green. Thompson, a screen on Bain. Here's Green. And he drains it. A solid 5 for 6 now.
Just so successful getting the ball inside and finding those great looks.
Morant against Thompson. Here's Edey. From deep, Morant. The three-pointer is down, Ja Morant.
Yeah, we're seeing Morant get more and more comfortable operating off the ball.
Bain against Green. There's 49 seconds left in the half. Green going right at the rim, and it's hammered home by Green.
Well, we're seeing validation as to why Green went second overall in the draft. He's got a unique ability to score the ball.
And it's Morant off the drive, and then Morant with the dunk.
I tell you, a little extra pressure on D when you're up against a point guard who can elevate.
It doesn't make it easy, does it?
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
A brilliant dunk, and he hangs up there for a while, too.
Like he's posing for the camera. He's just hanging out, posing for pictures, just making himself at home.
Either that, guys, or he wanted the photographers to get a good shot of him.
Houston leading by 17. Outside, Green. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Desmond Bain. That's his first foul.
Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
Outside, Green. And so it's Jalen Green making highlights for the Rockets. Hunting for opportunities, leading to 9 points in the quarter. More 2K action in just a moment.
19. Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the...
Welcome, one and all. Before we hear Kenny...
Taking a look here at the Rockets, you really get to see what they're made of. After your hard work in the offseason. Yeah, you have big...
Now we'll take a look back at that first half. What an all-around performance it was for the Rockets.
This has been a wait.
And that's it for halftime. Thank you.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Nice game. Great performance by Jalen Green.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
On the court for the Grizzlies, we've got Jackson, Luke Kennard out there with Vince Williams. Then it's Brandon Clark, and it's Huff in at the 5. Houston leading by 17. Tate passes to Green. Outside Whitmore. Five on the clock. Picked by Tate. Whitmore with it. Jackson in his pocket. And it's Whitmore missing.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too.
And that's a foul called on Jayshawn Tate. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Here's Kennard. Right side, Williams. With nobody on him, he buries that jumper.
Kick to the outside, heads up play, cognizant of the entire floor.
Outside Whitmore. Into the lane. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
Yes, slashing toward the hoop. Whitmore not hesitating when he sees an opportunity.
And that's a foul called on Jayshawn Tate. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Second team foul.
And so it's Memphis with it. 17-point game. Nice shot by Kennard.
Unleashes the bounce pass. An accurate assist.
Outside Whitmore. Drives to the hoop, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
An impressive athlete. This rookie Whitmore loves getting inside and hammering it home.
It's Williams, high post. From downtown, Rockets with a rebound. And the third pick in 2022, Jabari Smith Jr. He struggled at times in his rookie season. But Clark, he's making some major strides now.
You know, B.A., you've heard me and others say this, but every player runs their own race. Everybody's development journey is their own, to own and to run. Sometimes it just takes a little while longer for guys to adjust at this level. But I tell you one thing about that young man, the progress he made lets you know he's got what it takes to one day be an all-star in this league.
In the NBA, you just can't let guys get to the rim.
Outside Whitmore. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Takes a three. Clark grabs the board. Grizzlies trail by 16. Here's Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
Strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
Man, left no doubt with that one, Grant.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
2 minutes.
Outside Whitmore. 6 on the shot clock. Count it. Good. Whitmore's got 6.
Athleticism showing through from Whitmore. He doesn't need much room at all to operate in close.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Brian, Jabari Smith Jr. is making some serious strides, and Coach Ime Udoka praised him and said his all-around game, his confidence, great defensive versatility. He's starting to handle and make plays for others. Shooting is a huge asset for him, but we want him to post up and find his mid-range shots as well, where he can rise up over guys. Brian?
He is certainly one to watch, Allie. Thank you. Outside, Green. Pass to Tate. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Santi Aldama.
I don't think anyone expected to see his production drop off the way it has over the last few games. But I have to credit the defenses he's been facing. They've done their homework, and they're finding ways to hold him down. But now he needs to find new ways to beat them. The pass, the catch, the slam. What a clean play.
Man, absolutely jaw-dropping.
Tell you what, you wouldn't know they're the team trailing when they're able to pull off plays like that.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Brandon Clark. That's his first foul of the game. On defense, the Grizzlies down by 12. Outside Whitmore, 5 to shoot. Takes it inside, and it's flushed down. A nice jam.
He sends it home with some passion.
I think he's rubbing it in a little bit here, hanging up there like that.
Guys, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Kennard can't get it to go.
They've shown the power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Count it.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Here's Kennard. It's hauled in by Houston.
Boy, that's a look. He has to finish, and he knows it. Lone opportunity.
Smith left side. He got it up. And so it's Houston with an impressive 16-point lead heading into the break. How about the way they've attacked the paint? This throwback. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And just a selfless decision from your two-guard, showing his ability to get his teammates good looks.
Yeah, and as a two-guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it was really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. We've got Alperon Şengün. Tari Eason is out there with Dylan Brooks. Then there's Amen Thompson, and it's Green in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Morant, the pass to Stevens. Outside for Morant. Jackson with a screen on Thompson. From deep, Morant. Ooh, Thompson with the block. And they'll turn it over. Couldn't get the shot off. A shot clock violation. Pass to Green. Brooks a screen on Bain. On the wing, Green, guarded by Bain. And it goes. As the official calls the foul, count it, and he'll shoot one more at the line. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Rockets?
They've been slippery getting into the lane all game long, putting that help defense to the test.
And, you know, they've done a fantastic job scoring inside as a result, finding plenty of opportunities to cash in near the hoop.
Here's Morant. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
You know, scoring efficiency has been low, and it's not helping them on the scoreboard.
The rebound by Edey.
When you do moves like that and you miss, you know you're going to hear it from your coaches and your teammates.
Here's Stevens, defended by Eason. There's a screen. And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up. That one on Şengün.
Man, the defender really went after him.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And he can't hit the second. Now that we have a few years of reference, it's safe to say the NBA play-in tournament has been a roaring success, Grant.
Yeah, I agree, B.A. And people forget it was created in the peak of the pandemic. The league set up a lifeline for teams that lost key players to COVID, but it has turned into something much, much greater.
Jackson outside. Good, and the setup by Morant.
And you know, his team wants Jackson Jr. to keep taking these threes, knowing it'll help open up this offense even more.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Desmond Bain. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Second team foul.
So it's the Rockets now. Outside, Green. Thompson outside. 6 to shoot. Thompson, a screen on Bain. Here's Green. He hits it just before the shot clock expires. Green's got 5 points now this quarter. Morant against Thompson. Outside Morant. And there's the call on Jalen Green. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
Over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Bain surveying the D. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Uses the glass on the layup.
And even if he isn't the biggest, strongest guy out there, Bain can still do damage inside.
Bain against Green.
2 minutes.
Driving in.
What you say? Oh, my goodness. Come on now. They have a relentless mentality, even with the game in total control.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial. Boy, at the offensive end, his game is so impressive. I mean, he's a threat every time up the floor.
And here's Green from the arc. Drains the triple. Green's got 10 points in just the second half.
Hey, this team has great confidence in Green's ability to connect from deep. It's really about getting him quality looks.
From deep, Morant. It's rebounded by Houston.
You know, defensively, you just can't afford to give him that much room. They're fortunate that he missed that one.
And what a complete performance we saw from them. A dominant win in every way for the Rockets.
And everything seemed to go their way today. They were firing on all cylinders, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., this was the kind of performance you relish as a player. Just a very impressive win.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Jalen Green.
Boy, this game really had his name all over it. I mean, he relished being the guy to carry the load offensively.
Thompson against Moran. Thompson passes to Brooks. Denied by Moran.
Oh, the energy Morant has is just insane. Using it there on the defensive end to swat the shot.
Here's the Grizzlies with the ball. Out left to the wing. Here's Stevens. Green covering. Stevens' shot is off. And here is Green. And so it's the Rockets taking care of business in this one, showing that they're the far superior team. They win it going away.
I'll tell you what, give it up for their fans. They love to watch this team dominate. You best believe they're all